Right now, somewhere in your house, a dog is asleep. Its legs are twitching, its paws are moving, it is running. But where? And what is it chasing? Maybe a squirrel, maybe the mailman, maybe nothing. But here is the strange part. That dog is not just twitching, its brain is moving too. In your dog's head, something is happening that looks almost exactly like what happens in your head when you dream. So the question is not, does my dog dream? Most people already say yes. The real question is much stranger. What does it dream about? Where does the dog go when it closes its eyes? And if a dog has a dream, what about a cat, a bird, a spider? What is hiding behind every closed pair of animal eyes on this planet, right now, in this exact second? Are there millions of small private worlds happening at the same time, and we never see any of them? For most of human history, this question was a joke. Animals were considered simple machines. They ate, they slept, they reacted. End of story. Then science started looking, and every time it looked, the wall got smaller. First, we proved animals feel pain, then emotion, then memory. Now we are looking at the last private place, the inside of their sleep. And what scientists are finding is changing everything we thought we knew about the inner world of animals. Here is the key thing to understand. Sleep is not one thing. It comes in stages. The most important one is called REM, rapid eye movement. This is the stage where you dream. Your eyes flick under your eyelids, your body goes still, your brain lights up like you are awake. For a long time, REM was thought to be a human thing, or at most a mammal thing. Then we found it in birds, then in reptiles, then in fish, then in octopuses, which broke off from our family tree 600 million years ago, and just recently, in spiders. REM keeps showing up in places it should not be, and REM means the brain is doing something at night, something that looks like dreaming. So let us go through them, one by one. Start with dogs, because that is where everyone notices it. A dog asleep is a dog half dreaming. Stanley Coren, a psychologist at the University of British Columbia, studied dog sleep for years. He found something simple. Small dogs dream more often than big dogs. A tiny terrier may enter a dream every 10 minutes. A Great Dane may go an hour between them. But every dog dreams. Their REM looks like ours. Their brains fire patterns from the day. The twitching legs are not random. They are the dream leaking out into the body. When you watch a dog kick in its sleep, you are watching it run somewhere in its head. The smell of grass, the shape of you walking through the door, the chase that never ends. Now cats. In the 1960s, a French scientist named Michel Jouvet did one of the most haunting experiments in sleep science. He worked with cats. During REM sleep, all mammals have a kind of paralysis. Your body shuts off so you do not act out your dreams. Jouvet found the tiny spot in the brain that controls this paralysis. Then, he removed it. The cats fell asleep normally. They went into REM. And then, with their eyes closed, they got up. They stalked invisible prey across the floor. They pounced on nothing. They arched their backs. They hissed at things only they could see. They were dreaming, and the dream was visible. This was the first time a human watched an animal dream from the outside. The cat was not awake. It was hunting in its head. And we were standing there in the room with it, watching the dream walk. Birds dream too. Daniel Margoliouth at the University of Chicago studied zebra finches. These small birds learn their song from their father, like a kid learning a language. Margoliouth put tiny sensors on the part of the bird's brain that controls singing. Then he listened while the bird was awake. He recorded the brain signal for each note of its song. Then the bird went to sleep, and in the night, the same signal fired again. Not a song out loud, just the brain, silently rehearsing, note by note. The same melody. The bird was practicing in its sleep, singing without sound. The next morning, it sang the song a little better. Sleep was teaching the bird its own voice. Now octopuses. This one is the strange one. Octopuses are not mammals. They are not even close to us. Their last common ancestor with humans lived 600 million years ago. They evolved a brain from scratch. And yet, in 2021, a team in Brazil led by Siddhartha Ribeiro and Silvia Medeiros filmed octopuses sleeping. Every so often, something would change. The octopus, eyes closed, would shift its skin. Stripes would ripple across it. Spots would bloom. Colors would flash and fade, as if it were reacting to something, as if it were seeing something, as if it were hunting or hiding or warning a predator that was not there. We do not know if it was dreaming, but its body kept telling stories on its skin while no one was watching. And then the question got even weirder. In 2022, a German biologist named Daniela Rosler was studying jumping spiders. These are tiny spiders that hang from a thread to sleep at night. She filmed them in the dark with a microscope, and she saw their eyes move. Spiders have eyes that move inside the head. While the spider was hanging from its thread, paralyzed by sleep, those inner eyes were flicking back and forth. The same kind of movement humans make in REM. The same kind of movement that means dreaming. A spider, with a brain smaller than a poppy seed, was doing the thing your brain does when it dreams. And if a spider dreams, where exactly is the line? Where do we draw it now? Here is where scientists push back. Maybe this is not dreaming. Maybe the brain is just twitching. Maybe REM is just a side effect of how brains work, with no story inside, no images, no day being replayed. It is a fair point. We cannot ask an animal what it saw, but there is one experiment that closes the door on that argument. One study where scientists did not just watch the dream from the outside, they read it from the inside, sequence by sequence. They could tell you what the rat in front of them was dreaming about, almost step by step. Why would evolution build dreams in so many different animals? The leading theory is simple. Sleep is when the brain saves the day. While you sleep, your brain takes the new memories of today and writes them into the long places of your mind. It strengthens what mattered. It deletes what did not. Dreams may be the side effect of that writing. As the brain replays the day to save it, you see fragments, a face, a sound, a path. That is why your dreams feel real, but not exactly real. They are made of pieces of what you lived. If that is true, then any animal with memory must dream. Because memory has to be saved somewhere, and sleep is where it gets written down. But here is the strange part. If dreams are how the brain saves the day, then every animal that dreams has a day worth saving. A dog has a today that matters enough to write down. A cat, a bird, an octopus, a spider. That means every one of them is living a life with a yesterday. They are not just running on instinct, frame by frame. They are building a story, one night at a time, the same way you are. They have a past, and they carry it inside. Which brings us to the rats. In 2001, a scientist named Matthew Wilson at MIT taught rats to run a maze, the same maze every day. While they ran, he recorded the pattern of cells firing in the part of their brain that maps space. Each turn in the maze had its own pattern. He could read the rat's location just by watching the brain. Then he watched the rats sleep, and the same pattern came back, step by step, turn by turn, in the exact order. The rat, asleep, was running the maze again in its head. Wilson could read where in the maze it was dreaming. He could tell you what the rat was dreaming about. A scientist, sitting at a screen, watching a small animal dream a real place. Reading the dream of a rat, like reading a book in a language no one had ever heard before. So go back to that first dog, asleep on the couch, legs twitching, paws moving. You used to wonder if it was thinking about anything. Now you know it is. Somewhere in its head, it is running a real road, a real walk, a real you standing at the door. It is saving its day, the same way you save yours. And it is not alone. A cat is hunting nothing. A finch is singing without sound. An octopus is changing color at a danger that is not there. A spider is moving its tiny eyes inside its head. All of them, right now, on every continent, behind every closed pair of eyes. We used to think we were the only ones with an inside. We are not. We are just one of the species on this planet that closes its eyes at night and goes somewhere else. So the next time you see your dog asleep on the couch, remember, it is not just resting, it is somewhere, and in some small way, it is with you. Sweet dreams.